guys, Steve Woolridge, Chief Instructor of Krav Maga here in Kansas City. We have many years on end requests of wrapping hands and how we do it. That all people have asked us every time you come in. As I always tell guys, when you first come in the door, wrapping your hands will be the most difficult thing you will do in Krav Maga. It's the most complex, it's the most parts in it. Let me show you a way that we do it for you guys that already train here, and then for you guys that do different training, you might want to try and use this. One of the differences is that it is not a boxing wrap. Boxing, you wrap your thumb. One, because you make a really crappy fist in a glove. The glove's built like this, and you have to wrap your thumb so it doesn't get pulled. We don't do that. We generally will punch more barehanded or just with wraps on or MMA gloves. Occasionally we'll do this with boxing gloves, but it's mostly for bare hand. What I'll show you today is a modified way that I wrap our MMA fighters' hands for a fight. And it will be dependent upon the size of your paw. Some of you have smaller hands, you have a little bit more in the wrap. Some bigger hands will be a little bit less, so I'll show you on mine real quick. One of the first things that we do is you'll get the wraps, they'll come out of the package, and it'll be Velcroed on the end. First, that's just done to make it look pretty so you can see the sales logo on the top. What you want to do is take that off of there, unravel it, and then re-roll it, wrap it Velcro to Velcro and roll it so it's about this size. Okay, and you'll have what this is generally is a thumb wrap. Where we go is on the pinky finger. So I'll show you on mine. We'll start on the ring finger, and where we're going to work almost always when we do this is on the top of the hand toward the thumb and the wrist. So what we'll do, we're going to wrap these two bones on the wrist very tight. You can wrap these really tight without cutting off any circulation in your fingers. One of the things you do have to remember when you're wrapping your hands, especially on the hand part, is that you're wrapping them generally when you're cold, and you'll start warming up, and you'll get a lot of blood flow and the circulation down into your arms. So you have to take into account for that. Otherwise, it'll look like ballpark franks, and they'll be huge and purple, and you're going to have to unwrap it and do it all over again. So a little bit loose on the fingers so you play with it, but heavy here on the wrist so you don't get flexion this way. So look, so where we'll start is I start with the ring finger. Don't pull it super tight. As you can see, most things have this thing that says this side down. Do I need to tell you to put that side down? I hope not. Okay, but put that side down. Where I'll go is over the top, thumb in the wrist. I'm going to wrap the wrist tight, and you notice this is a spongier wrap. It's called a Mexican wrap. Usually 180 inches the best for what we do. Pull it tight. I usually get about 3 times around here, and then when I come over the top, I'm going to go index finger. I'm going to wrap it around. Okay? I'm going to take it once around the wrist. I'm going to wrap, so you think of making a peace sign, middle finger, around. Runs around the wrist, pull it tight, ring finger, take it around. I pull it back, again working towards the thumb and the wrist, I pull it tight here. The last one I'm going to go pinky finger, around the top, thumb and the wrist. Usually when I'm doing this, I'm doing it backwards on a fighter. So you should be able to do it forwards and backwards, I guess, practice. Okay, now when I get done, I've wrapped it to here in all my fingers. This is what it should look like on the inside. If it looks like spaghetti, you did it wrong. Okay, it should be open palm in here with the fingers wrapped with this tight, with the fingers a little bit more loose. Now what we're going to do to protect the metacarpals a little bit in the top and the knuckles, not much, but a little bit, is we're going to wrap on the knuckle line. You can see where my knuckles are next to the ridge here. I'm going to try and put the wrap right across the middle. So now I make a line like this across the palm and across here, so I want to get the knuckles at about in the middle. Okay? Now, depending on what you have left on the wrap, here's one of the things that I do that helps your wrap stay together when you do this, is I'll take it around the wrist. This is super secret ninja stuff, so don't tell anybody. Destroy this video after you watch it. I'll take it through here. I'll go underneath this on the wadding, pull it through, and then take it back over the top, and then I'll take and finish it off at the wrist. Now what it does, and I do this a little differently for the fighters, when I wrap my fighters' hands, when they squeeze their hand, they all do this. Because it feels like a sledgehammer, and it lines the bones up perfectly in the hand. especially here. Again, punching top 2 knuckles. When you give this a little extra cinching, it feels like you have a little bit of roll of quarters in here, and it makes this tighter, and then your wrap tends to stay together a little bit better. So that's a basic wrap for us. It should look about like this when you get done. It should be nice and tight here. You'll have to play with how loose or tight you put it in here, depending on your fingers and how much blood flow you get in there. I don't want to cut the circulation off. Okay? So when you get this, though, it should be nice and firm, nice and hard, good tight fist, like a rock in a sock. So it's nice and loose. So you can crack people. How's that? And not hurt yourself, which is super important. Okay? Hope that helps. We'll have more stuff for you guys later. We'll see you soon.